Hey guys, in this video I want to show you the Immersion machine, which is the final name for this chatbot that I had announced a while ago. I think chatbot is a really terrible word or name for this tool because it does not capture at all what it's doing in the end. So it's completely designed to expand your vocabulary. Basically by teaching new words using words you already know. You need a Patreon account to sign in, and the first thing you're gonna see is that the machine needs to know the words that you learned so far. So you can go to the settings here to vocabulary, and the options for providing the words that you currently have are basically the decks that I created. Let's choose the beginner's course for now, the end of the beginner's course, which adds something like 1,200 words to the I know this pool. And in addition to these JLab decks here, I want to add a few more options in the future, for example, the JLPT level or other popular Anki decks. And if you now start a new session here, you see the sample message that reads explain the word shukodai in very easy Japanese, and this is pretty much the intended use of this machine. So the entire app is designed to explain new words. Let's try. So it's a bit slower than, for example, ChatGPT because it does not just generate an answer, but it also does a few more things in the background, mostly removing the words that you don't know yet. The response is written in Romaji. I know that this hurts the eyes of many fellow learners, so if you don't like this, you can go to Japanese here and change it to something different, but I would leave it at Romaji for now. So let's go back to the chat. And if you flip this toggle down here, you see the original unprocessed message. So this is pretty much what you would get from asking this question here directly to ChatGPT. The red words here, or the words highlighted in red, are unknown, and this version with the unknowns eliminated is much easier to understand. And I'm quite sure that those of you who like doing flashcards will now say, oh, for learning this single word, I'm supposed to read this entire text. That is so slow. I can see this point, but it's true only at first glance, and I'm saying this as a flashcard enthusiast myself. So this way of learning is just different. I would cover this in a separate video. For now, I can just tell you that you will learn a lot more than just this word from reading this text here. So, and if you click a word, you will see this pop up with an English translation, and these actions here, this button will play the pronunciation
勉強
by a native speaker. This one adds the word to the learn next list. I'll show you what this means in a minute. And this one marks the word for repetition to make it show up in a few more chats. And this one toggles the known or unknown status of the word. And when you read through a text like this, you will quite often see sentences that you cannot understand at first glance, and that's what this button up here is used for. So if you click this, it highlights the sentence and opens this little feedback window down here. And down here you can specify what exactly you don't understand or how you understand the sentence, and the machine can then rephrase this sentence or provide explanations in the next message. And the more details you provide like this, the better the explanations, and I can tell you that this is a very useful and powerful way to move forward. So let's have a look at the lists that I mentioned. The first one is this next words list, which is something like a backlog of interesting words. You can use words on this list to quickly start a new session. So here in new chat, there's this next word button. It's grayed out because the next word list is empty. Let's add a word. Use airplane. So you can add this in any language. And if you now go to new chat, the button is available, and if you click this, it starts a chat with a message like this. So here we now have a single unknown in the response. The amount of tolerated unknowns can be adjusted in the settings. Yeah, and it's sometimes quite useful, yeah, to check the original response. And besides explicitly entering words to learn here, there are two different ways to specify words. First of all, this add many button, where you can specify an interesting topic like traveling, and this will generate a list of unknown words or words that you have not learned yet. And here you can explicitly choose interesting ones and add them to the learn next list. And this, the second option, we saw this already. So here, if you click a word, this one, I want to learn this. So you can click this button and it shows up in the learn next list. And one thing that's important to know is when you enter a message like this, the machine detects that you want to learn a new word. And this word here is then tagged as known. It's removed from the learn next list and it's added to the repeat list to make it show up in a few more sessions. So the repeat words list is just a flat list of words that will be used in a response if they fit the context of the current conversation. So you can add 5 to 25 words, and if you add more, the oldest words are dropped. So it's yeah, really a simple work in progress thing. So I'm still experimenting with how well the repetitions work in the end, and my plan is to replace this with a better word level spaced repetition system at some point. So yeah, that's a kind of a work in progress at the moment. But also from this list, you can quickly initialize the chat. So if you go here and have some words in the repeat list, you can click this button and that composes a random message from words on the list, often with interesting facts or details. So that was a short tour through what the machine can do. At the moment, there's definitely more to say, especially if you have a look, for example, here at the settings, quite a few things that you can customize. Let me know if you have any questions.